What's up, Misfit Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Matt the Misfit. Tonight we're going to go over Monday Night Raw for December the 5th, 2022. From Washington, D.C., this show was not very good at all. But we had two good matches that I thought on the show tonight. We had two triple threat matches. The winner of those triple threat matches are going to face off in a number one contenders match for Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship, presumably at the Royal Rumble next week on Monday Night Raw. We also had the WWE tag team titles on the line. The Usos defending against Matt Riddle and not Elias. We'll get to that in a little bit. You have a number one contenders match announced for next week as well. There's two of them actually announced for next week. And we have a potential feud going on with Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae that we'll talk about in a little bit. But if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, hit the like button, follow the social medias at Misfit Wrestle TV on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, Misfit Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, at Misfit Wrestling Podcast right here on YouTube.com. You gotta go youtube.com/at Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I almost said .com again. I don't know why it did. We got the AEW Dynamite Go Home show for a Ring of Honor pay-per-view this weekend. I will actually be reviewing Ring of Honor this weekend. Very excited for that. Also, immediately after that show ends, I will be putting out the Misfit Wrestling year-end awards, Misfit Wrestling Podcast year-end awards. I will go over that this weekend, and all that much more. But we got Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about this not so good show, Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw starts with the Usos. They're coming out to the ring. They show a video package. Or not video package, a video of backstage, the Bloodline beating the ever-living piss out of Elias. So Elias has been pulled from the arena. Or not pulled from the arena, pulled from the match, so he's not going to be able to make it. Jimmy announces the original Undisputed Tag Team Championship match has been canceled after Elias was not medically cleared after the attack, obviously. He says the Usos can now concentrate on defending their tag titles against any team who wants to. Against any team, he says the Usos can now concentrate on defending their titles against any team who wants a shot, because everyone else are the twos, and they are the ones. That's, if I'm being completely honest, that's the dumbass catchphrase. Just me. Matt Riddle's music hits. He hits the ring. He says their attack on Elias wasn't very cool, wasn't very Uso. Sami Zayn interrupts him and says, "That's our catchphrase. That's our thing. You can't say Usi." And this was pure gold from Sami Zayn. He says Matt Riddle is not a certified Usologist, or Usiologist is what he called it. And I died laughing. I fucking love Sami Zayn so much. If it wasn't for Sami Zayn, I would have already given up on. I probably would have given up on this whole entire storyline. Which I may have to add another wrestler to Wrestle of the Year, and you probably know who it is now since I'm talking about him. Zayn, he basically says the solo attacking Elias and the Usos championship reigns are both Uzi. Riddle cuts them off in the middle of their promo, says he isn't very Uzi. Or their promo isn't very Uzi. Riddle, he tells Riddle to go home since he doesn't have a partner. Riddle says he has a partner. Out comes Kevin Owens. This actually makes sense. Kevin Owens did pin Jey Uso last week, so it just makes sense. Another one I thought it could have been was Sheamus. We'll talk about Sheamus in a little bit after this match. This match was pretty fun. Not my favorite match of the night. My favorite match of the night is the first women's triple threat match. We'll get to that in a little bit. Bell rings. Owens starts raining down some right hands. He knocks Jay to the mat, then delivers a senton. He whips Jey Uso into the corner, then charges at him, but Sammy pulls him out of the ring. Owens goes after Sammy, sends him into the barricade, or goes after Jay, I believe, sends him into the barricade. Owens delivers a cannonball into a moonsault onto Jimmy. Matt Riddle then tags in, delivers a right hand and a kick. Jay kicks Matt Riddle off the apron, or from the apron rather, while the referee is distracted. Tags in, delivers a stomp. Jimmy tags in, ascends at the top, delivers a high cross body. He tags Jay back in. The pair plant Riddle with a modified spine buster before Jay delivers a spinning neck breaker. Goes for the pin. Riddle kicks out. Owens then ascends to the top rope, delivers a swanton bomb onto Jimmy Uso, goes for the pin. Jimmy was able to kick out. Owens goes for the stunner. Jimmy blocks it. There's too many twins going around. See too many Jimmys and Jays. Jimmy blocks the stunner attempt from Kevin Owens. He delivers a super kick. Jay and Riddle tag in. Riddle delivers into Giri, then sends Jay to the outside. Follows him there with he follows him out there, delivers a knee before tossing him back in the ring. Jimmy makes the flag tag. The Usos deliver the 1D on Matt Riddle for the win. After the match, the Bloodlines beats down Matt Riddle. Owens gets in the ring with a chair, starts swinging around, chases any of the Usos to the back, leaving Solo and Riddle into the ring. Solo starts raining down some right hands on Matt Riddle, hits a Samoan spike as a tribute to Umaga, who passed away 13 years ago. Follows it up. He follows it up with a hip attack, grabs him, grabs the chair from ringside, places it around Riddle's neck, delivers a running hip attack with the chair around his neck. The officials check on Matt Riddle, gestures him out of the arena as Solo calmly walks away, looking just calm and collected. Now I said something about now this match was, like I said, was fine. It was my second favorite match of the night, but it was slow in some parts. It kind of made sense. Do Matt Riddle have his new partner be Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens has an issue with the bloodline. Also, he did pin Jey Uso last week, so it just makes sense. So the Usos was originally supposed to take on Sheamus and Drew McIntyre at SmackDown. Drew McIntyre tweeted out earlier on, before Raw went on the air, that he will be he's been medically disqualified from competing on SmackDown. So his match was somewhat canceled, but it's still going on, just with a different partner. We did find out later on it is going to be Butch Pete Dunne taking the place of Drew McIntyre. So it's going to be Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus the Usos, which should be, it should be Sheamus and Pete Dunne versus the Usos. It should be fire shit. It'd be a banger. So that's pretty good. Next up, get a backstage promo with the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley says that while Bayley and Asuka may be incredible, but they aren't Rhea Ripley. She says that when she's done with them tonight and eventually beats Bianca Belair, the women's locker room will all be calling her mommy. Now, I did have an issue with her being in this match. She didn't need to be in it because she already has a shot that she already earned to face Bianca Belair. Why are we ignoring this? That pissed me off quite a bit tonight. But it was whatever it was. And then this was somewhat funny. Some of it was funny, some of it wasn't. The JBL Invitational Poker Game. The various WWE superstars are there. You had the OC, Tamina, Karazawa, Dexter Lumis, Johnny Gargano was there. I believe Dana Brooke was there too. Like I said, Dominic Mysterio was out there. It wasn't there, oddly. I made the joke is, how in the hell did Dominic get into the poker game when he was just at a different part of the arena with the OC, or not the OC, with the Judgment Day, not even 5 minutes ago. Um, so I think it's pretty funny. Lumis comes in here, dumps all the money that he basically, I guess, stole from the Miz last week. So I'm assuming they're done. It looks like they're done with that feud, hopefully, because they kind of said something or teased something earlier. With We'll get to that. Next up, Becky Lynch comes face to face with Bayley. Bayley's coming out to the ring for her threat match against Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Becky appears in the crowd, interrupts her. Interrupts Bayley. That is, she says that she was just up at the merch stand, thinking about how fun it was beating up Damage Control last week. Then joins Bayley in the ring. Becky says it's been 3 years since her and Bayley faced off in one another in a singles match, but they haven't scratched the surface yet. She says Bayley carried the company on her back in the pandemic era, which is true. So did Asuka as well. Sasha Banks, those three helped out in the women's division. Becky continues, but after that, their paths hadn't crossed because of injuries, both of them sustained. Well, technically, Becky only went away because of her having her child. Bayley tells Becky she knows their history. She doesn't need a reminder. She says Becky doesn't care about anyone but herself, which is in reality is not actually factual information. She says she's only looking out for one person, which is basically tells Becky she's only looking out for herself. Bayley says she's been looking out for the fans all along. Yeah. Which technically is true. She says, or Becky then chimes in and says, "Well, that's true. Not only 2/3 of Damage Control, meaning Asuka and Io and Dakota, are champions, and Bayley is not." She says that she hopes that they will face off next week and tells her can find him when she's woman enough to face the man. As Becky's leaving, Rhea Ripley's music hits, and we have this beautiful shot of them staring down at each other, teasing that eventual rivalry and feud and match between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, which I'm fucking excited for when they start doing that. Then we have my favorite match of the night. Bayley surprisingly beating Asuka and Rhea Ripley to advance to next week's Number One Contenders match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bell rings. So early on in the match, Asuka starts delivering a drop kick to Bayley. The three women roll up one another each time. Rhea tosses Bayley out to the ring. Then Rhea starts beating up on Asuka in the corner. Then she goes after Bayley, hits her with a forearm all across the back. She whips her into the corner, delivers a big boot to Asuka's midsection, and delivers a snap bear. I love when Rhea hits the snap bear. It just looks great. Asuka delivers serious kicks of her own to Rhea Ripley before Bayley delivers a single sliding lariat and hit Asuka in the back of the neck. Asuka starts firing back after Rhea Ripley is sitting into the ring post. And then Bayley tries to knock Asuka back down. Bayley pulls Asuka to the outside, throws her into the barricade. Rhea then takes both of them out with a cannonball off the apron, which I love when she does that. Rhea then starts beating down. Rhea and Bayley start beating down Asuka. Asuka starts delivering some strikes back to both of them. Takes both of them out. Asuka hits a knee across Rhea's jaw. Which is interesting enough because that's what cussed Rhea Ripley last time. Well, Rhea did it to herself, but it was in a Number One Contender match that she concussed herself by kneeing herself in the jaw. So that was very scary. At one point, the two Asuka and Bayley and Rhea start teaming up. Or wants to team up rather. Rhea tells her no. They start exchanging forearms against each other before Asuka delivers a crossbody to take them out. Goes for the pin, or she tries to pin both of them. They both kick out. Bayley rolls through the apron as Rhea pins Asuka. Asuka kicks out before Rhea starts hitting Asuka with a few clotheslines, a lot of them. Asuka manages to hit locking the armbar to Rhea Ripley, but Bayley delivers an elbow to break up the maneuver. Asuka, she knocks Asuka to the mat. At one point, Asuka locks in the Asuka lock. Doesn't really do very much there. Bayley shoves Rhea out to the outside, so she's out for the rest of the match. Bayley comes in, hits the roast plant for the win. On the Asuka, she advances to next week's Number One Contenders match. This match was my favorite match of the night. It's like three of the best talents in the world, so you can do a lot of stuff with that. That's gonna be fun. After the match, Asuka gets beaten down by Rhea Ripley in the corner as Rhea delivers the riptide to her. So I guess they're gonna feud Asuka and Rhea Ripley for a little bit as a side program for a little bit, which is fine. Next up, you have a in-ring promo from Seth Rollins. Rollins welcomes fans to Monday Night Rollins, introduces himself as Seth freaking Rollins. He addresses his Number One Contender match with Bobby Lashley next week. Says that there will be a new Number One Contender, basically saying it's him. Says that he has plenty of say to Lashley, but he's not here in the arena. Fans should have fun singing his song anyways. Lashley's music hits. Lashley comes out here, asks Rollins what he wanted to tell him to his face and be careful with it. Rollins says that he hasn't been the same since losing to Brock at Crown Jewel, and asks what his obsession is with Lesnar. He asks if he's scared of Lesnar. Lashley tells Rollins, like, you're full of shit, basically, is what he said here. Now, Rollins says if he's not scared of Lesnar, then he's jealous of Lesnar. He's a bigger star than you. He's won more championships than you. He's more successful in the UFC, in the MMA world than you. Lashley then grabs him and says, "This is not about Lesnar, even though technically is. He's lying to his face. It's about him and the United States Championship." Again, Brock Lesnar is the reason why you don't have the United States Championship. There's just common logic there, Lashley. Rollins tells him to relax and says winning the United States Championship won't fill the void in him. He says beating him next week will be easier and Lashley lunges at him. They start brawling at each other. Crowd's loving it. They start singing Rollins' song. Lashley tries to go for a spear on Seth Rollins. Rollins ducks out of the way, and Lashley hits Petey Williams with the spear, and he turns it into a Canadian destroyer. No, he doesn't do that, but that'd be sick as hell. I'm pretty Williams could still go, by the way. I'm just thought I'd throw that out there. We head to backstage to Byron Saxton, who's with Austin Theory. Ask Austin Theory what he think about it. He says the past is the past. When he looks at them, he's basically looking towards the future of this United States title run. Austin Theory is about to walk away. Mustafa Ali comes in here and says, Theory keeps writing checks his ass cash. Theory says that he's whining. He keeps whining and tells Ali to quit already. Ali says that he has to fight for everything he gets on Theory. He says that he will get he says he will get back in his face and to become. He's basically challenging Theory to a championship match here. Theory says, "Go get ready, and we'll have a match tonight." Then we go back to the poker game. Chad Gable folds and says It's a game of strategy. Says says you have to know when to fold, and Luke Gallows calls him a nerd. Then this leaves Dr. Lumis and Baron Corbin. Corbin says Lumis is crazy and calls him out on being a cheater. I laugh at this moment here. Lumis pulls out his card. Ends up beating Corbin. Again, Corbin calls him a cheater again. Says that he should come over here. He should come over there and beat his ass. Lumis pulls out an axe, puts it on the table, which is funny to me. On the other table, you have Dominic Mysterio looking to grab some chips on the table. Tozawa stops him as he didn't win his round. As he didn't win the round, Mysterio says that, or Dominic says, tell him that since Raw is his show, you can do what he wants, or that he can do what he wants. The two men stand up. Dominic tells Tozawa he's not as short as deadbeat dad, JBL. Says that take those two men out. Tell the two men to take it outside because he made instructions, made it very clear to not fight in this poker game here. And I made the joke that well, listen, if he's gonna be like his father, if he's not cheating, he's not trying. So there's that. So then we have Mustafa Ali versus Austin Theory that ends in a DQ. Yes, they wasted 10 minutes of my time, which was a fine match, but it didn't matter because Dolphin Ziggler appears out of nowhere, just super kicks Austin Theory in the head and costs Mustafa Ali the match. Like, why did you waste 10 minutes of my time for fucking Dolph Ziggler? I got really annoyed by that. That really pissed me off. But I mean, am I happy that there's multiple contenders now that want the United States Championship? Sure, but can you wait until after the match is over with? Like, Austin Theory has like 4 people now that want him and his championship. You have former champion Seth Rollins. You have Bobby Lashley, who for some reason is bad at Austin Theory, even though Austin Theory isn't the one who took the title from him or isn't the one who cost him the championship. That was Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar, there's that. And then now you have Dolph Ziggler being added to this. I'm like, whatever. I don't care anymore about Dolph Ziggler. I hope Austin Theory look. Again, I don't know why Seth Rollins is still in this United States Championship program, unless they have something else for him at WrestleMania and something big for him at the Royal Rumble. Just move him on from that. I don't really care about that. After the match, they all try to beat each other up, and Austin Theory hits Ziggler with an A-Town down. Whatever. It was bullshit. So next up, we had JBL. This is another segment, part of the onward segments of these poker game stuff. JBL on the phone. Miz approaches him, asks why he hasn't been invited to the poker tournament. Says that he's more than welcome, but it's $50,000 buy-in. Miz says he doesn't have the money at the moment. He says he can pay him late. JBL says he needs the money now. Miz offers him a Rolex watch, but JBL says it's fake. They have the poker chip stuff here. Baron Corbin wins a hand, but he's caught cheating by AJ Styles. Styles pushes him, and the two become physical. JBL is like a father yelling at his kids who he walks in on, who's having a fight. Tells them that they're ruining the game to stop. Styles challenges Corbin and the Alpha Academy to a 6-man tag match. So we got the OC taking on Corbin and the Alpha Academy in a little bit. Gargano and Lumis just steal the rest of the money. Backstage, we got Kathy Kelly talking to Bianca Belair. Kathy asks Belair how she feels about potentially facing Bayley once again. She says she's confident because she knows how she thinks. She adds that she's been a proud face of the women's division, including Rhea. She's proud to face any of the women in tonight's triple threat match, including any of the triple threat matches, including Rhea Ripley. Kathy then asks who she thinks will win the second triple threat match. She says Becky, Alexa, and Nikki Cross all great. She lists off what she loves about each woman, then says that she's ready for any of them because she is always ready. Anyways, next up, the OC beat Alpha Academy and Baron Corbin after Gallows and Anderson hit a magic killer on a Gable for the win. This was nothing, fine happened there. It was all right. That was not that great. Moving on. We got a Candice LeRae interview. This is something I want to talk about here. Or a little bit more in depth with here on the show. Byron Saxton asks that she will be facing Io Sky next week, which gets me excited because those two have had nothing but bangers in NXT. Candice says that while she's still quote unquote new to Raw, she knows damage control very well. She says that now that she's a mom, she knows that she has much more to fight for. While all this is going, I'll talk about that in a sec. Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis walk in, and Candice asks how they did at poker. Lumis gives her a thumbs up, shows her the money, and Candice is shocked. While all this is going on, in the background, Nikki Cross is technically stalking the Garganos and Dexter Lumis. So, one of two things are going to happen with this whole thing here. Either they just did this segment just to have, Johnny and Dexter with Candice here, and Nikki and Candice are just going to feud alone here. Or something I kind of would like to see, is if this is how we get Eric Young and Killian Dane coming back to the WWE, and we get SAnitY versus The Way in some way, shape, or form, heading into the next couple weeks, maybe into the Royal Rumble, maybe at the Elimination Chamber. Maybe that's the program they're going to do for WrestleMania. Who knows? But I wouldn't be opposed to having Eric Young, Killian Dane, and Nikki Cross versus Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, and Candice LeRae. I'm okay with that. I'm pretty okay with that. But this is the second week in a row that Candice LeRae has been stalked, quote unquote, by Nikki Cross. So we'll see where that goes from here. Nikki Cross did not win tonight, so we'll see what happens next week. Dominic Mysterio beat Akira Tozawa. No one gives a shit. Let's move on. Let's move on. After the match, Dominic, the Street Profits come in to save Tozawa from a beatdown. Who gives a shit? Why would you save Tozawa anyways? Then we go to Adam Pearce approaching Bobby Lashley. Just that they have to talk about what happened earlier. Adam Pearce says it's not saying what he did or to Petey Williams was on purpose or is taking the number one contenders match away. But he says there will be consequences if it happens again. Lashley tells him to make sure no one gets in his way again and walks off. Well, each moment of the main event is preparing. Alexa Bliss has Lily again, hanging on some type of crate or something. But in the back again, TV screen flashes up to Bray Wyatt. So again, we don't know where it's going to go there, but we'll see. And also there was a glitch flash on the ring apron, not the ring apron, the barricade tonight as well. So this match was all right. The main event, Becky Lynch, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss It was all right. Not the best. It was meh. Not the greatest triple threat match, but I much enjoyed the first one that happened earlier tonight. At one point, Nikki Cross had a crossbody on to Becky Lynch. And there was a few teases of the Sister Abigail from Alexa Bliss, which commentary was like, whoa. I don't. They but they somewhat undermined it, but they didn't. At one point when Alexa Bliss rolled out to the ring, for some reason, and it never happened again, but the barricade just glitched. And from my understanding, nobody like ran into it or not. There was a Tower of Doom spot. There's always a Tower of Doom spot at one point. Nikki Cross, again, does the crossbody. Becky kicked out of it. Becky was going to go hit the manhandle slam on the. So Nikki Cross was going to attempt a pile driver on the ring apron. And I know it's a pile driver because the commentary team, mainly Corey Graves, made it seem like he was like Becky was going to get pile driven into the, ring apron. And I'm like, if Triple H has unbanned the pile driver, holy shit. But it didn't. She hit the manhandle slam, well, kind of. There was a little delay. There was a little botched. Nikki kind of jumped and a 2-second delay jump on her. Becky rolls her back into the ring, tries to go for a pin. Damage Control comes out and double power bombs Becky Lynch through a table. Alexa Bliss gets onto the top turnbuckle and hits the Twisted Bliss for the win. And Alexa Bliss is getting a number one contenders match against Bayley next week, which I'm pretty sure Bayley's gonna lose because of. I almost said Bianca Belair because of Becky Lynch's interference. So, and I don't know WWE hasn't explicitly said it's going to be at the Royal Rumble, but it probably will be. I don't know. Triple H really hasn't done world title matches on pay-per-view, on the main show yet since he's taken over. As far as I know, I haven't seen one women's world title match on free television since he took over. But it's a rare. But with Triple H, it was a rarity, and it happened. So who knows? But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Raw was all right, not the biggest thing. It was okay, nothing huge happened on this show. You had a really great women's triple threat match between Bayley, Rhea, and Asuka. A fun tag team match between the Usos, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. An okay main event, which didn't really pay off anything regarding to anything teased. I mean, they made this way. If something does happen with Alexa Bliss, it's probably going to happen next week. But then again, Becky's probably getting involved. Nikki Cross is going to do something with. Nikki Cross is probably going to get involved with Candice LeRae next week. To set up what we're going to do there, whether it's the whole thing with SAnitY and the way or not. Eric Young is coming back to the company. That is 100% official. We do actually also have confirmation on William Regal. He is headed back to WWE. It is official. He is done with the company. He is going to be coming back sometime after the new year in 2023 in January. And also, we also have confirmation. Colby Carino, the son of former ECW World Heavyweight Champion and current producer for WWE, Steve Carino. He's finishing up his time with NWA and will be heading to WWE next month as well. So that's the other news and stuff I should have covered earlier on in the show, but I didn't. So, anyways, I would thought I'd cover up on here now. What's coming up this week on the channel? Obviously we have the AEW Dynamite review. We'll see what's gonna happen here. How will John Moxley respond to the stuff with MJF? Maybe if he will, maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know if MJF is on the show. We have the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. That's also on the show next week. Which the announced participants for that right now are Jungle Boy, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Matt Hardy, Sean Dean, and Dalton Castle of the Boys, the 1/3 of the six-man tag team champions in Ring of Honor. Other matches on the show: the Acclaimed defend the AEW World Tag Team titles against FTR. Samoa Joe will defend the TNT title against Darby Allin, which should be fucking great. Jade Cargill and the Baddies take on Kiera Hogan, Sky Blue, and Masked Rain, which I could give fucking two shits about. Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta take on Daniel Garcia, and I like this hat. Jake Hager. Jamie Hayter, AEW Women's Champion. Jamie Hayter sits down with Tony Schiavone. We'll have from MJF, AEW Champion MJF, and former champion John Moxley. So that's Dynamite. Thursday, I got Ring of Honor predictions going up. A final battle, the current card as it stands, because a new match was somewhat added on Dark tonight. We got the Ring of Honor Championship match. Chris Jericho defending against Claudio Castagnoli. Pure champion, Ring of Honor pure title. Daniel Garcia defending against Wheeler Yuta. TV Championship match. Samoa Joe defending against Juice Robinson. A women's title match. Mercedes Martinez defending against Athena. JD Griffey and Shane Taylor taking on Keith Lee and presumably Swerve Strickland. FTR as of right now do not have a title match set, but based on but if I'm probably had to guess, it's either going to be the Kingdom or Jeff Jarrett and fucking Jay Lethal at Final Battle, and then a match that was somewhat confirmed on Dark Elevation tonight. Dalton Castle and the Boys defending the six-man tag team titles, possibly against the Embassy and Brian Cage. So I'm gonna go over that prediction show on Thursday for Final Battle. Friday we got the SmackDown review. Obviously the tag team title match that was supposed to be Drew McIntyre and Sheamus is now versus the Usos is now Sheamus and Pete Dunne taking on the Usos. I believe there was Shayna Baszler taking on Shotzi Blackheart. I believe that's another thing that was announced. They're probably gonna add Tegan Knox versus somebody from Damage Control. And Emma is probably gonna wrestle on the show too. I don't know. But that is SmackDown's card also. And then we have the Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Saturday afternoon, early for Ring of Honor pay-per-view, because they don't want to cross with NXT Deadline, which I'm not going to watch because I don't fucking like NXT right now. So there's that. The Your End of Voids for Misfit Wrestling podcast, obviously, is going to go live on Saturday. You can finally be able to vote for your match of the year, wrestler of the year, worst wrestler of the year, or worst booked wrestler of the year, pay-per-view of the year. I may change it. I had those shows there, but I might just change out the pay-per-view of the year. Return of the year, shocking moment of the year, promotion of the year. I believe I also have overall wrestler of the year. Overall wrestler of the year is for both women and men, so I don't want to leave anyone out because that's what that is here. And that's what overall wrestler of the year means. Promotion of the year, the way I look at it is overall year, they have to have a great year. I don't and not like a half year where the year is half of the year is shit and the rest of the year is great. Like for example, AEW started off this year phenomenal stuff with with one of my favorite shows of the year, of Revolution, and then uh when we got to August, the shits just start hitting the fan with the CM Punk Elite stuff, Punk getting suspended and possibly being let go from from AEW's roster, um, and all that stuff. WWE's the same way. They had a shit beginning of the year because of who was bucking the whole thing. Started off worse with fucking the Royal Rumble and Brock Lesnar winning the fucking Ronda and Brock winning the Rumble, and with Shane McMahon trying to put himself over when he shouldn't have been even in the fucking match to begin with. And up until Vince finally fucking croaked and decided to forcibly step down from his position of booking the fucking show and running the company. Thank the fucking Lord. Now Triple H is in charge. Triple H, ever since he's taken over, has actually improved the WWE a lot. I hate that. I know people are not gonna like that. Me saying that, I don't give a shit. I've enjoyed WWE television a little bit more now, given that I'm not being treated like a fucking idiot. Um, like like with the Intercontinental title means something now. The US title somewhat means something now. Um, they're adding more depth to the women's division. I mean, they just brought back Tegan Knox, and Mo just not long came back. They're possibly bringing back Chelsea Green, even though I don't give a shit about Chelsea Green. Um, they're bringing back more names for the men's division, more names for the tag team division that need it, possibly with Eric Young and possibly Killian Dane coming in and bringing back SAnitY and adding that to a division that desperately needs more depth into that fucking division. AEW has been trying. Has been trying with MJF as the champion now, Jamie Hayter as the women's champion, Tony Storm, who I thought has had a great year, who thankfully got her reign recognized when Thunder Rosa finally fucking just decided, let me just get rid of this thing. I don't want to cause any more fucking headaches for people. So there's that. But yeah, that's gonna go up. That year-end award stuff is gonna go up for voting right after the pay-per-view on Saturday, and that I will not be adding any more match of the year, or I may wait. I'm thinking about it. I may wait for after Dream Queendom, because I am curious to see if because I'm looking forward to the match between Utami Hayashishida and versus Kyrie, which is a non-title match, and the Shiri Julia match, which I believe is on 29th of December. So, um, um, I may update it, if I think those matches belong on there. If they don't, uh, I'll have to figure that out. I'll let you guys know on that. But until then, I will see you guys Wednesday for Dynamite. I've been Matt the Misfit. You've been listening to the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Until then, we're out.